So today we're working on my XR600. It's a street legal, it's a fun bike. 1993. Obviously it's not stock, but whoever had it before me did a fairly decent job of making the blue look nice. So the problem we're fixing today on it is the carb. Whenever I turn the gas on, let's see if we can see here. Turn the gas on, give it a second. Starts peeing out, to be honest, but anyhow. So yeah, what it'll do is it'll just pee right out the bottom here. Yep, just like that. And it'll bog out and die. So to fix this problem, we're gonna pull the carburetor out, tear it apart, and see what's wrong in there. I'm guessing the float valve is stuck, or there's a piece of dirt in there holding it down, or something along those lines. Should be a pretty easy fix. Thankfully, it's pretty easy to get this carburetor out. So I'll pull this out and we'll get it tore apart and see what the problem is. So I'm taking it out. And this carburetor's huge. You know, a lot of people, they'll take the carburetors off these 600s and put them on their 650Ls because they put way more gas through. You know, they're not nearly as fuel efficient as the 650L carburetor. They made a few different modifications. Like on the 650Ls, you can do what's called a Dave's mod, and that adds a fuel and air mixture screw, which doesn't come stock, believe it or not, on a 650L. The reason for that is they don't want you tampering with it because of emissions. However, you just got to drill out one spot. There's a designated spot to drill out, and you'll be able to do that. However, on this bike, since it's a dirt bike, there's a fuel and air screw on the other side, and you're able to adjust it pretty easily. That's the beauty of this thing. We got the carburetor out. So I probably should voice over this section. The wind was super bad and the audio turned out terrible. I'm basically just explaining what you can and can't see and what's there and what's not there. So right now I'm taking out the little pin that holds the floats in. And it's kind of hard to tell from the picture, but there's a little valve underneath that I'll take out and show you. Basically what happened is whoever had this before me had the valve turned the wrong way. So it was pressing down in the wrong spot, therefore causing it to stick. So all I did was turn it around, put it back in, test it, and you'll see later in the video it fixed the problem right away and runs like a beast. Also, if you remember, I was talking about a fuel and air screw that the 650Ls don't come with. If you look closely near my pinky, you can see it on this bike. That's why they love these carburetors to stick on the 650s, because they pump way more gas, they're way more tunable, and they're just way better to work on. So time for the moment of truth. Put the carburetor back in. Kind of dark in there, I need to get a light, but we're gonna see if it leaks. So hopefully it doesn't. If not, we'll be taking it back out and looking at it again. I cleaned the float valve out. We don't have any leaking yet. Oh, please don't leak. I think it'll be all right. The float valve was a little dirty in there, so I cleaned it. I'm not seeing any leakage yet. I say we give it a kick and see if we can get her to fire up. She wanted to run. She thought about it. line it up to top dead center. slap it back together and let's take it for a ride. Gas is on, as you can see. No leaking. Now I'm gonna let it warm up, take a few kicks on it, get her running, and then take her for a rip and see how she runs. Not a bad looking bike, honestly. I do prefer it over the 650s.